What up, everyone? Welcome to the first ever Jazzy post show. What a tournament! Congratulations to all of the competitors, but first and foremost, congratulations to our latest Jazzy Circuit Season 3 finalist, Tommy Two Step, defending home turf, representing Austin. Welcome to the Jazzy post show. I know everyone is probably still riding the high from the Jazzy Season 3 auto-qualifier at TGL. And so I just want to welcome all of the members on tonight's panel for staying up late and joining us to talk a little bit about the event. First and foremost, welcome Dr. Steelhammer, first ever
Hello.
three-time Jazzy Circuit finalist.
Hello, world. That was a good tournament. That
Right.
was exciting. 8 different characters in top 8, and Chun-Li won, so it felt like a real third strike tournament.
Yes, definitely. And of course, we have Mashlegs of the Scrub Series crew. What up, Mashlegs?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, man. Sorry.
No, I'm good.
All right, and yeah, we have Vencabot. Thanks, Venka, for letting us do this on your channel. Always trying to blow it up. And so, real excited to talk a little bit about this tournament. A lot of exciting matches. It was definitely a sight to behold.
Dude, thanks for hosting the show, man. After that grand finals, I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're here to host.
Definitely. That was definitely nuts.
Dude, my heart.
That was really nuts. Well, speaking of grand finals, let's go ahead and just kind of take a look back at grand finals, see how it all went down. So remember, it was Tommy's two-step coming from the loser's side, or the Hades bracket, Venka, to go up against Luke, which meant he had to play, he had to beat Luke 6 games.
And if you remember, Luke was up as the result. He got to winners by beating Tommy, and Tommy was winning 2-0, and then Luke reversed 3-0'd him. So going into that grand finals, momentum was on Luke's side. Tommy had to fight hard to get back to him, and he had already lost once.
Yeah, definitely. And I think just total control, really. I mean, just looking at the match, and just there were some spots there where Luke was able to get some damage in, but just when I look back in this match, I mean, think about how often or how much time Luke spent in the corner. It was really, sort of Tommy being able to control the space there. So really impressive.
And Tommy has a very refined corner offense. After Super Art 2, he's proficient with buffering his legs. He's really strong with Kara throw. When he gets you in the corner, you've already lost half your health from the first super. You're going to have a very hard time, especially with such low health with Goki. To me, the story was just basically Tommy creating really challenging 50-50s and capitalizing.
Yeah, definitely. And that was really sick.
Yeah, he's got good execution.
Yeah, definitely. Again, congratulations to Tommy for taking the fourth Jazzy auto qualifier for season 3. Again, just it wasn't easy. Had to run it back, going all the way from losers.
And if you remember season 1, Luke actually beat Tommy in the finale. Oh no, Tommy beat Luke. So that was Tommy beat Luke in this, but he had lost earlier in the night. I'm sorry. But yes, they have some history here. They're both Austin natives, and they've been playing together for years. So, I mean, it's probably bittersweet to have to play one of your friends that you play every week in grand finals, but you know each other.
Yeah. Well, once again, congratulations to Tommy Two-Step for taking this auto qualifier. And so remember, guys, that there's still more third strike to come over on NYC Furby's channel. There's going to be some stretch goals, and so hopefully they'll get that underway. Speaking of the stretch goals, thank you guys so much for coming out and showing so much generosity throughout the night. We are at $780.90.
Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go.
Some huge donations. 5-star came in clutch, Sub Optimus with just throwing big money around.
Yeah,
it's super cool to see. we have these online tournaments all the time, and they get some money. But I'm glad that people recognize that, like, this is the Jazzy circuit. This is an auto qualifier. Like, this is the one. And to see almost $1,000, it's incredible.
And of course, shout outs to Cinemuffins for the awesome TGL for the awesome art poster for the TGL event.
I like that.
Yeah, and shout outs to all our artists. We're working right now behind the scenes to try to get prints made so that everyone can purchase them, and a portion of it will go to the Matcherino prize pool, and another portion of it will go to the artist directly. So stay tuned. We're trying to get that sorted out, but there's a lot of amazing artists in the Third Strike scene. Steelhammer. What was the name of the artist that did the cover art for your?
That was Zeebs.
Zeebs.
Zeebes. Zeebs. His commissions are open. Fantastic guy. Strong Urian. I had a chance to hang out with him in New York City a few months ago. It's cool to see people create art when they know the game.
Yeah,
like it comes through in the character design.
Yeah, well, they understand the personality of the characters.
Absolutely.
Really
and one of my favorite artists is Kumiko, the
Yes.
one who's been designing these incredible jackets. Tommy's baby blue jacket with the arcade UFO patch on it. I saw it on Twitter last week. I was foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Twitter, let's check out what's going on here. Ethan, so when you looking at Twitter right now, what are people saying about the TGL event?
I don't know. I think people have been really excited. I mean, all day long. I mean, that's the other thing too about this event is it's been going for like 7 hours. I mean, we've been watching a lot of Third Strike today, so people have been excited. People have been watching. I've seen a lot of people like showing their watching setups. Like some people have like Fightcade on a monitor, have the tournament on the other monitor. They're just all Third Strike all day. So yeah, man, it seems like people were stoked. People were watching. People love Big Nasty. That's one thing.
That's
to note.
the theme of the year for me.
Yeah. And again, another heartbreaking finish for Big Nasty. Again, coming very close. But wow, Goki, Chun. I mean,
yeah, Big Nasty's had to climb many hills, but he got second place at the New York City auto qualifier. He got third place at Frosty Faustings, and then third place here tonight.
Yeah, it's rough.
Speaking of Chun, I think we have tonight's champion on the mic right now. I guess the battery on the phone is running a little bit low, so maybe we can talk to this guy a little bit about how grand finals went.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if we can't get Tommy over here. So
hello?
Tommy, hey, what up, Tommy?
Hey, Tommy, congrats, man.
So KD Alpha, of course, Tommy on KD Alpha's Discord username. Tommy, first and foremost, congrats. We got to see the jacket. Is the stream on or in TGL? They should turn it on, so we can see you, because I'm streaming actually the art stream, and so if you turn on the stream at TGL, we'll be able to see you. But
Tommy, my first question: how does the jacket fit?
The jacket is a smidge big, but that means I just have room to grow into.
Exactly. And you've been growing in Third Strike. Why not grow in real life as well?
Exactly.
Great performance. It was really impressive because it was a true testament to mental strength. Because after Luke came back in winners finals 3-0, like that was an opportunity for you to crumble, and then Big Nasty put you against the ropes. Another chance for you to kind of give up, and you didn't. And then you went back to grand finals and just kind of went through him.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Before the tournament this weekend, I was thinking a lot about Third Strike. I play multiple games, but Third Strike is obviously the one I love the most. And, I was thinking and just envisioning myself like winning and just like trying to keep my mindset really strong, because that can be a weakness of mine sometimes. But, I think especially for this tournament, I wanted to make it a point. Don't fold. Big Nasty pretty much folded me at Frosty after that one really close match that we had. The second match, he just completely destroyed me, and I realized I lost composure there. So that's one thing I've specifically been working on, is just improving my composure, not letting things that didn't go my way completely ruin the rest of my play and cause me to.
Well, it really showed
start
because there were a few Gigas breakers, and I'm sure the crowd went crazy. You know, you were coming off a strong performance at Frosty, but you had to get on an airplane and you didn't come home with the title. So, like, this was the one to win for you because this is Austin. This is where you're from. You know, to get that jacket, like, of course, you wanted the Frosty jacket, but now you have one with an arcade UFO patch on it. It must mean a little bit more.
It does. And I knew there's going to be such strong competition coming from, the other scenes here. And Texas as a whole has such good players. We have like the dynamics of the scenes are really great. Obviously we're very competitive in game, but then afterwards we're all chilling. We can share drinks. We can talk shit, So I really love the scenes, and it feels really great to be able to bring this jacket home and make sure that it came to Austin and it stayed in Austin,
And it was a real Texas tournament. I mean, it had guys from all over the state, and if you look through, it was like 33 guys. All of them are strong. Like, of course, there are stronger players, but every single one of them is experienced, competent, dangerous. Like, there wasn't a lot of filler in that tournament. Even the lower seeds were like guys I wouldn't want to run into.
Oh, right. I mean, even I would say, my first match was someone who is new to Third Strike and is learning. He's part of the young generation that's coming up. And then after that, I had people that were challenging and forced me to like play my game and not, I can't just slack off and, I'll just piddle around and not play very serious. No, I took every match very seriously today.
It was a great performance. We're very happy for you. And now 2-time Jazzy finalist.
Feels good. Thank y'all for the love, and thank you for putting on the Jazzy circuit. It's something that I love to watch, something that I love to participate in, even though like this will be the last tournament I can enter for a while. I have full intentions to go to the Jazzy qualifier in free play that's coming up, even if just I can do commentary or just show support in some way. I really love the scene, and I love what you're doing with the Jazzy.
It's funny now that you can't play. You're like me, where it's like, oh wow, I won, and then it's like, oh, I can't play any more video games for a whole year.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna learn KOF 15 in the meantime.
Smart, I like that.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Tommy, for joining us once again. Congratulations for being the latest player to punch their ticket to the Jazzy Circuit finale, which will take place at Jazzy Finale weekend at, like you mentioned, Tommy, Free Play Arlington. Thank you to our friends at Free Play. They're going to play host to an auto-qualifier later in April, as well as the Jazzy Finale weekend. 3 days of Third Strike.
So Mutant, now we have Lance, Tommy, Ahmed, and myself.
Yes. 3
Chun-Lis and a Urian, and we have 2 more auto-qualifiers coming up. So we're totally stacked. So
who else plays Chun? Who else plays
Ryan,
Chun?
Ryan will likely be at the Arizona tournament.
Right. There we go.
But this series is shaping out. I know there was a lot of concerns early on, like when are we going to be able to do a season 3 with COVID, but we're into the swing of it now. And what I'm so happy about is that they've been good tournaments, and that the names that are getting into the finale are names that have been there already. So it's not like, oh, this guy couldn't come out or this guy couldn't come out. Like, people who are winning these tournaments are people that have been winning tournaments. It's not like COVID totally changed things.
Well, you know my philosophy on this, Dan. It's if you can come out, you can come out, and if you can't, you can't. And we just roll with the people who come out and are able to compete. And the way we design the circuit is we try to design it so that everyone, wherever you are in your Third Strike journey, right, Dan, you can somehow participate. Of course, this season was a little different, like you said, no ranking events because of COVID. But hopefully in the next season we'll be able to go full bore, so to speak. I think we got KD back in here, or maybe
we lost KD because his battery died in his phone. Thank you for letting Tommy use your phone, KD. Kind of like an emergency measure there, but it was a really nice little interview we had there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to do that. Mutant, I can't wait for the picture at the finale with was it going to be 10 auto qualifiers or 9? Everybody with their jackets standing on the stage.
The eight auto.
Oh, it's going to be 8 with eight jackets, custom made. It's going to be so sick. Because I know early on we were talking, when I won NEC, you bought me an NEC shirt and you were like, oh, we should wear, all the finalists should wear shirts from the tournaments that they won.
The
but
events, just to shout out
which was a great idea.
Venues,
But the jacket just takes it to another level.
Yeah. So I don't even know. Next Level has shirts, right? And of course TGL probably has a shirt.
I'm sure.
Definitely. Well, speaking of TGL, once again, shout outs to Imran, TGL, Texas Gamers Lounge in Austin. They also have a location in San Marcos. Just an amazing host once again.
Super sick venue.
Yeah, great venue.
Yeah, we were all there. All 4 of us were there. We were at the finale. Yeah. And so, I mean, maybe you guys can speak a little bit on TGL, because I
TGL was
great,
by far the best surprise of that weekend, because you go to Google Images, you look around, I'm like, I never heard of this place. It's probably some little dingy, hole in the wall. And I get there, and it's awesome. So many cabs, so many boards, and there were other games too. And it was this big open space, beautiful venue.
So spacious, dude. So spacious.
Yeah, it was so dope because my expectations were super, super low. All things, truth be told, I thought I was like, I'll go there and play some games, but it was just so fun. There was a great Mexican restaurant next to it. There was a adult video store next. It was a wonderful strip, a lovely place, family friendly.
Yeah, and also Imran is like the nicest guy. Goes way above.
He was incredible.
And I mean, he's serviced the cabs, like constantly was checking on stuff. I mean, I've heard from people that were there today that he already has like 3 KOF cabs up, and that game just came out.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
He's on top of stuff. Like he's great.
So when I went to Jazzy 2, I was really in the midst of trying to find arcade machines and picking his brain. His name is Emran, you said?
Imran.
Yes, he was incredibly knowledgeable, told me everything I needed to know about what cab to get, what cab not to get, how much to pay. And he had this beautiful Astro City at the front, but it was already sold and spoken for. But I was about to just buy a cab from him. But, sadly, these things are hard to find. But I was able to get a couple in the last few months. They're still in transit. But it's a big thanks to Emran and his knowledge helping kind of steer me in the right direction.
Yeah, well, again, TGL, if you haven't gone there before, definitely check it out. If you're into retro
They're also a store.
Games. Yeah, they sell
cabs. All the cabs.
That's right.
Like any machine that you can play in there, theoretically you can buy in there. He was explaining to me that that's kind of one of the ways that he's able to not be actually considered to be an arcade. He's more of a showroom.
All right. So thanks for blowing up Imran's business secrets on stream.
No, I think it's all legal.
Yeah,
it's all legal.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. So speaking of TGL, what were some of your favorite cabs? Because I know what KD's favorite machine was at TGL, guys.
Was it the basketball?
Yeah, clearly it was the basketball. And speaking of which, we are about $220 away from seeing some displays of athletic ability from the Third Strike community here. We have $1,000 mini hoops tournament. If you want to make KD happy, blow up the Matcherino. Try to get everyone to donate. KD really wants it. And
those mini hoop machines were really high quality too.
Yeah,
they weren't just like your basic, like they were, I think like $6,000 each or something. They were really, really nice.
I mean, what were your favorite cabs, Venka? What was your favorite? What was by far your favorite cab at TGL, Venka?
Dude, favorite cab? The one I was really so focused on getting Third Strike casuals in that I didn't play a whole lot of games, but I did, at your insistence, play that Batmobile racing game, dude. Oh, that was disgusting. With the rockets and shit, dude, on some 007 type shit. That was sick.
I had so much fun playing Golden Tee with Ryan. Ryan is like a world-class Golden Tee player.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. And to play that game, I played it for years in bars and stuff, but to play with someone who's actually good at it, it's like you can break that Golden Tee game.
Yeah. So if you want to get mini hoops, and remember, Venka, the Batman game, you could choose different Batmobiles.
Yes, all throughout history, all different Batmobiles, dog. Guys,
was
go
it
to
a sit-down cab, like an actual?
Yes,
racing?
like you're in the cockpit of the Batmobile, dude.
Yeah. How about you, Ethan? You get to play.
Who's my favorite?
Yeah.
I also didn't get a chance to play much stuff there, but they had an awesome selection of rhythm games. If you're a rhythm game person, there's so much sick stuff there.
Super rare stuff too. I was talking to Emran about it. A lot of the stuff,
yes.
Those machines are hard to come by these days, and people will pay top dollar. Those are some of the more expensive machines in the room, just because the size and how rare they are.
Yeah, I was hitting up my buddy Fody. Shout outs to Fody. He's a big rhythm game guy, so I was hitting him up with all kinds of pictures and stuff, and he was telling me this stuff was super rare. But yeah, so those were sick. And then also, I just love watching people play mini hoops because people were getting really heated about that. And you might be able to see that later, depending on if we can reach that goal. But mini hoops actually gets pretty hype. You wouldn't think, but it's well,
there's a real technique to it. I've watched YouTube videos. It's not basketball as much as there's like a specific rhythm that you want to get.
Yeah,
one hand just sort of like, you're just kind of passing off one hand to the next hand, trying to get as many shots per minute in as possible.
Yes, it's an interesting sight to behold. So maybe you guys will get to see that later.
Yeah. So once again, remember you could still donate to the Match Arena. We are at $780.90. I believe Katie Alpha and DJ Isco. And while we're at it, let's show some love for DJ Isco and Katie Alpha. Not only did they finish in the top 8, but they also ran an amazing event. Fairly on time. Seemed to at least from a audience standpoint, great pace. Obviously,
and Arturo with that high quality HDMI board, to see Third Strike in that super crisp quality. It's becoming more common, but it's Arturo kind of pushing the technology forward, making sure that when he streams, his quality is on a totally different level.
Yeah, that HDMI board again. Marcus, shout outs to the creator of the HDMI board, and Jose Cruz, the mod father. Cruz.
Oh, he's the mod father for sure.
He did incredible.
Yeah, and so definitely check out the retro community. Definitely having a big hand in keeping Third Strike alive, arcade Third Strike alive.
It's one of my favorite parts about modern American Third Strike is how many people really love and want to preserve pure arcade Third Strike.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, I think maybe we could just go straight into some more highlights, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a really interesting top 8. Like I mentioned, it was 8 different characters, which is certainly not a guarantee. Frosty was heavily Chun-Li, but today we had a huge, diverse range of characters. Even I guess it was 9 characters because Big Nasty played Urian, or Kev was in there as well. But this was an interesting choice. So right out of the gates, this was your first top 8 winner side, and Big Nasty decided to go with Urian. Now, of course, both of these guys have played each other extensively. Hugo versus Goki is not considered to be a great matchup, so I guess Big Nasty was trying to avoid dealing with that, but lost that first game and was kind of against the 8 ball right out of the bat. Then he switched.
He made that choice, right? Because obviously Hugo is his main, and maybe it's just we had this great moment too.
It was so good.
But maybe he just had this thought of maybe Luke's got my number lately. I don't know what their record against each other lately is like, but maybe he thought that changing up the dynamic a little bit was going to get him an edge.
Yeah, and that's it speaks to the familiarity of players. It changes the way these tournaments go. If these guys had never played each other, they'd probably run their mains, but they know. I mean, casuals, you can kind of get a read on can I actually beat this guy with my main character, or do I have to? But Luke stayed true to Goki and was able to beat Urian and Hugo. And then we had Tommy, the eventual champion, kind of just keeping Katie out. This is a particularly challenging matchup for Dudley if you're not able to get in. And I think Tommy played it very smoothly, just, pestering and keeping him at a nice range and just cheesing him out.
Yeah, and KD going with Super 1 is interesting too, because with Chun-Li being the wider stance, she falls out of that less than a lot of characters do. So you get some kind of guaranteed high damage that you wouldn't get with Super Art 3, the more traditional Super.
Tommy's roundhouse, I mean, that's the button. If you take roundhouse off the cab, I don't know if Tommy wins tonight. It's that's his button.
That's true.
He's so good with confirming it close roundhouse with the super jump cancel. He got a couple kind of far roundhouses that only work when the opponent's crouching to link into super. He wakes up with it quite often. It's definitely the Tommy button, and it paid off today. This was a fun little kind of weird character set. Isco ended up pulling it out, I believe. But Thy Almighty Sebastian's been playing this game for a long time.
Yeah, he is an excellent, super interesting to watch Oro. I love watching him play.
Nice dash through here. That was cute. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I always like to see some of these stranger characters. You know, you'll see them in Japan all the time, but in the US, we really only have a few Oros and Necros, and to get a chance to see them played at a higher level in a big US tournament, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Now, this was an interesting set. Yeah, this was Kev. So, you know, one of my least favorite matchups is Ken Urian, but...
Yeah, it's not an easy one.
It's not an easy one, but Kev held his own. And, you know, Ben, who had a really great tournament run after this, just kind of showed that, you know, this is hard, man. If you're not able to stop Ken from getting those knockdowns and just kind of using his strong buttons, you know, Kev kind of fell into the trap of maybe too many guest parries, too many wake-up headbutts, just kind of tried to get lucky a little bit too much, and it's hard to get lucky against a character like Ken.
Yeah, this is the TO mirror, which always happens at some point.
The team kill too. They're both close friends, so that's always unfortunate, but comes with the territory of the local tournament.
Yeah, it definitely can happen eventually.
Katie was great in this set. He was able to catch a lot of limbs and buffer the roundhouse.
For sure, yeah. And here's Bin kind of continuing his run through top 8 and getting a big nasty.
Well, he actually loses this, but I remembered him winning it because he lost it with such an unfortunate execution error. That was so sick. Big Nasty has so many great lariats and backbreakers, but he loses it on a back medium kick that did not confirm or link into super, and Big Nasty was able to punish with Gigas. He actually dropped 2 of those in the final round. That was amazing backbreaker. And I wonder if it's clipped on the highlight here. Now, that's something that Big Nasty was doing against Ahmed a lot, down parrying the dash low into 360. So Big Nasty kind of has that on lock.
Yeah, he's definitely familiar with where he can get his Gigas. I mean, he knows how to get that.
Yeah, he's incredible. I had the opportunity to sit behind him at the next level tournament and just watching his hands. This was where he lost. So it's unfortunate. That only works when you're crouching. He was crouching, but it's a link. And I don't know how much Ben plays online, but it's something that I've seen people struggle with to go offline to online, and it's unfortunate to lose on an execution error like that.
Yeah, those tighter things definitely.
He actually doesn't really play online at all, but he did just start recently. That could be part of it.
You would hate to hear that, but this was actually the set where I kind of thought like Luke's going to win this tournament because Luke was down 2-0. I guess what is it? I can't even see because the ball is this, where are we at right now? Is this?
Yeah, so this is
set 1
when Luke was able to.
Yeah, so Luke's down 2-0, and I'm thinking like, oh no, Tommy's going to win this tournament for sure. And then Luke pulls it out of his ass, and that's why when grand finals happened, I was like, I don't know how Tommy's going to be able to kind of dig deep and overcome getting reverse 3-0'd.
Yeah, and it's really a testament to his tournament prowess that he was able to do that, because that is really hard. I mean, the mental damage of being on loser's side is huge.
It's not an easy thing to overcome, and it really does speak to Tommy just being a fighting game tournament player for a long time. This is probably not the first time he's faced that kind of adversity, and tournaments aren't always who's the best player. It's often just like who has the mental toughness and fortitude to just deal with getting hit with a Gigas breaker. You're like Lance at Frosty. Lance got hit with that parry. He tried to chip out, and Big Nasty Gigas breakered him, and that was the viral tweet. But
Yes.
Lance won the tournament because Lance has been in that situation before. He didn't let it break him.
Yeah, and Luke played excellently, especially in this set. I mean,
He did, and there was that roundhouse confirmed into super on crouch. And that was a sick red parry, so a lot of Chun-Li's, you have more time when you go back fierce into Kikoken, but it's a red parry, and it's very low risk for your opponent to try the red parry. Luke was able to get it. Nice block. Luke's throws were really paying dividends. Now that was super risky to hit crouch medium kick after parrying Chun's crouch medium kick, and
she just lets it rip.
And it bit Luke in the ass in grand finals because he did it again and Tommy leaked super. But Luke's Kara throws were really impressive in winners finals, and I don't know, maybe Tommy learned how to shut them down a little bit.
Yeah, he had a Kara Demon earlier in the tournament too.
Now this was an interesting set. So these guys, they're both from Houston. They've played a million times. So this is an example of, I know that Hugo's harder for me to beat your Dudley with, so I'm going to play my secondary. You know, Mashlegs and I are both Urian mains, and we both agree that this is a fun match, and it's a match that Urian, you know, it's probably 5-5, but it's a comfortable match for Urian, where for Hugo, sure. It's not comfortable for Hugo versus Dudley.
No, I would think not. And Big Nasty, definitely, you don't see him play Urian super often, but he's definitely a very good Urian player. And he does
great Urian player. Super kind of a little bit dry and fundamental. It's interesting because his Hugo is so sick and flashy, and his Urian
is really less flashy. I would agree with that. But that's fine.
But his defense, because he's such a strong Hugo, if you can play Urian, Urian's got a lot of health. You can play Urian with strong defense and just solid execution. You can do a lot of damage.
For sure, yeah.
But he switches back to Hugo in losers finals, and this was a run back of a Frosty Faustings match that happened a couple weeks ago where Big Nasty was actually able to win. So Tommy had to go against that adversity too of like, oh, I just lost to this guy, I don't want to lose to this guy again. And of course, being a Chun-Li player, like I can never lose to a Hugo. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'll never live it down, right?
Yeah, so, and he had just lost. So to be able to hold strong and, you know, Big Nasty is, your mental meter has to be so high when you play Big Nasty. It's just, the guy's patience is unrivaled.
He's willing to do nothing.
He will sit there and do nothing, and once he gets Gigas Breaker, all it takes is one super and you lose. So like Tommy, he talked about the patience and just kind of calming down and not trying to lose his focus, and it's why he won this set, because this went down to final interaction, and Tommy, instead of pressing the advantage, if you see a little bit later, he shimmies Big Nasty, and kind of, it was evidence that Big Nasty kind of broke whiffing the grab. That was a sick parry punish.
Yeah, and really, like, it sounded like from talking to Tommy that this was maybe one of the matchups that he especially was thinking about going into this.
Well, casual viewers will watch Hugo versus Chun and be like, this has got to be 8-2, but it's actually not that easy for Chun. Chun, she doesn't have great health. She's kind of got to get in the pocket a little bit. And something like this, I mean, with Big Nasty's hands, like, I don't care how hard the matchup is. The Gigas Breaker does 65% damage on everybody. So, it's hard. Chun has to be patient. And, Tommy, of course, loves his roundhouse, and that's a fantastic move in this match because it makes her airborne, so she kind of gets away from throws.
Yeah, and Hugo is actually able to outspace her on normals.
That was the finishing shimmy, which is a Tommy two-step Street Fighter V special right there. But yeah, Tommy made great use of like fierce in the air, kind of pressuring Hugo, building meter.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, wow. Well, what an amazing top 8, and the character variety. I think the commentators had talked about it before top 8 started, but the character variety.
Well, it's great for a scene like Texas having Marcus Ibuki. Having kind of these weirder, Thy Almighty Oro, like, yeah. So some of these scenes don't have access to anyone other than like, oh, we got a Ken, we got a Chun, we got a Makoto, and this guy plays Urian a little bit. Like, to have all of the characters played at a high level, it just strengthens the entire scene.
Yeah, definitely. So as you can see, everyone, on the bottom right, we actually have the TGL stream back up and running. It appears as though they are running the 5v5v5 co-op cup style round robin pool.
That's super cool. What a great idea.
Team Austin versus Team Dallas versus Team Houston. And so it would appear as though Austin and Houston are going up first. I think Marcus had won the first game against Jamel. And so head on over to twitch.tv/NYCFurby to watch the rest of the TGL event. We have a lot more other stretch goals on the way. And again, you could still donate to that Matcherino. And so, let's get that mini hoops going. And so I thought maybe we could take a look at the bracket, maybe. Take a look at some of the results. And so there were 33 entrants, 4 pools. And so if we take a look at the pools, these pools were stacked, guys.
They really were.
Quite a lot of very good players.
And a lot of strong players didn't make it to top 8. Like Marcus is one of the best Ibuki players in the country.
Yes.
And didn't make it into top 8. Sunny is a strong Ken, just kind of on the come up. These guys didn't make it. So you didn't, if you just tuned in at the end, you didn't realize like these pools were not free. These were all hard pools.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this pool, right? We had Big Nasty, Sin, long-time Austin Third Strike player.
I didn't even realize he was in the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because Sin and Sunny, I believe they played against each other, didn't they? At some point in the tournament. And it's so funny because Sin and Sunny, they're like on opposite ends of their Third Strike journeys. Sin has been playing the game for forever, and Sunny is a fairly new player from the DFW area, so it's always cool to see those type of encounters.
Yeah, Dallas-Fort Worth has really worked hard to build a scene. Having Lance and Yuki there in the formative kind of months and years has really helped these new players catapult out of just being beginners. Like everyone in that scene knows how to play their character.
Yeah. Let's take a look at pool 2. So this is the pool that Tommy came out of, as well as Kev. Wow. Actually, interestingly enough, I believe Kev and Face are actually playing right now. Remember that Kev just eked out a win against Face to advance to top 8. And so they're Kev maybe Face is looking for some revenge, but oh no. Gets hit by that full screen tackle, Steelhammer. A little something
I
about
patented that.
Oh, you did you? Okay.
I did.
Yeah. Oh, Kev, it's not looking good for Face here. Oh, wow. Again, if you want to check out the stream, head on over to twitch.tv/NYCFurby. Still a lot of stretch goals left to go. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Like Noe.
Yeah,
Noe's a
super
really
strong
player.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, this all of these pools were pretty stacked. I mean,
it's just cool to see a whole state show up.
Yeah.
Because Texas is like a country; it's enormous. It's not like the whole state of Maine decided, or Rhode Island. I mean, Texas is fucking huge, and they all came. I mean, there was really only Lance who couldn't play because he already run Frosty, and then Yuki Spencer wasn't able to come. But outside of that, it was the entire state of Texas. That was like a Texas state championship.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So this pool was the one we were talking about, Steelhammer, where Marcus. I don't know about you guys, but I was super surprised that Marcus was unable to advance out of his pool. But shout outs to Ben Mighty for really, just playing a super solid game plan. And
KD was able to take him out of winners too.
Yeah, definitely. It was. It started with KD. You're right. It did start with KD, and KD had a pretty
good run.
Pretty good run in this pool. Once again, shout outs to KD and Rico for organizing and participating.
Yeah, and that's not easy. I mean, that is a really tough task.
And then, of course, we had pool 4. Luke and Rico always seem to be in the same pool or be hovering somewhere in the same area in the bracket. I mean, obviously, as a fellow Necro main, it was tough to watch how that match unfolded. Yikes! I think Rico had it in many places, but shout outs to Luke for persevering.
Luke is one of the very, very few Goki players in the U.S. And Luke, to me, is elevated because he plays Goki correctly. There's like a lot of online Akuma Goki players who they think that that's how it's played. And then, it's not. But Luke is an arcade player, and Luke has a lot of experience watching high-level videos. He's been to Japan, played in Cooperation Cup. Luke plays Goki the way that Goki is meant to be played, and it's just so rare, that patience and understanding. You can't just rush down all day with Goki. He's got no health. So big shout-outs to Luke. Strong performance. No surprise that he made it to Grand Finals. He was actually my pick to win the tournament. So I'm not shocked that he came out of his pool in winners. But, very rare. And most people haven't played Luke because he doesn't play online, but very, very strong player.
I don't know. Did you have a pick, Vanka? I mean, who did you coming into this tournament? Who were you rooting for?
Oh, you already know, dude. Big Nasty, man. Big Nasty.
Oh, I was rooting for Big Nasty, is undeniable, yes, but I thought Luke would win.
Well, Big Nasty, of course, is going to have another opportunity should he choose to pursue this. And of course, I'm talking about next week's Jazzy auto-qualifier, which is taking place at the Gaming Zone in Tempe, Arizona.
This one's stacked.
Yeah, our friends over at Arizona. This is going to be put together. The TO is going to be Saber AZ, longtime member of the FGC OG. Really made his name in the Alpha 3 scene, and going to be streamed by Said3S. We're going to try to restream it on Art's channel, hopefully, so we can blow up that match arena.
Rennick lives in Arizona now. Longtime SoCal Alex player, moved to Arizona a while ago and decided to fly in a couple players from New York. So he's flying in Daisuke, the legendary Japanese Ryu. He's flying in Bubbles, who's Daisuke's main student, who also plays Ryu. And then he's also flying in Envy Boricua, a strong Yang player who won the New Blood tournament in New York City. And I believe Nox is also coming. Nox, very strong Makoto player from New York City. So there's a bunch of New York New Blood, and then of course Daisuke.
I'm so excited for that. That's such a sick thing for Rennick to decide to do, just out of his own generosity. So we're really thankful for Rennick for getting involved. But
I don't know if it's in there, but is Ryan coming?
I believe I've heard Ryan's coming.
I've heard rumors that Ryan's season 1 champion and multiple time Cooperation Cup attendant. I mean, he got top 8 in Cooperation Cup with Daisuke for the Los Vatos Locos team. Will maybe be there. I don't know. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, we can always take a look at the attendee list here.
I don't know.
And so, of course, we have from New York, Nox, Makoto player, got second in the Next Level Rising Stars, which you so graciously agreed to commentate, Steelhammer.
It was a fun tournament. It kind of just proved New York City doesn't know how to block.
So, Bubbles, also from New York, again, one of the players that you had mentioned.
I love Bubbles. I think Bubbles is one of the best raw talents in the country. He's so young. He's like a sponge for knowledge. He's a terrifying person to play against. And I think it's just Bubbles is the type of player when I play him, I'm like, I might be able to beat you now, but like it's over for me. I'm washed.
So we have Saber AZ, Goki again,
long-time Street Fighter player.
Yeah,
great alpha player.
Hyper fighting as well. I don't know about you, Venka, but I would like to see, probably a little bias here, and I know you were talking about how cool it is, of a thing that Ty's doing, Ethan, but it would be nice for Rennick to win an auto-qualifier.
Well, Rennick coming out to season 2 finale was so sick. I never met him. I grew up watching his videos and watching the FFA Ranbats, and his performance was so electrifying. He had so many fun, amazing, pile drivers or whatever they're called. Whatever they're called. The power bombs. I don't play any other character but Urian. But
Urian has a power bomb.
Yeah, I don't know. I really only think with my Urian head. But Rennick is just hype, and he knows how to play a very low tier character very effectively.
Ty, if you're watching this, you have to win now because we all want you to win. So,
but it would be really cool to see Ty win an auto qualifier, especially one in his home turf. We have Bling. Used
Bling,
to be an Alex
Necro
player, but now recently, been playing a lot of that Necro. Definitely looking forward to seeing another Necro tear it up.
Did you know about Ariana?
Ariana Grande, that Chun-Li.
Up and coming Chun.
Gonna see what kind of damage. Always. I don't know about you, Hammer, but I want to see more Chun players.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough yet. We only have 3 Chun finalists. Maybe we need a 4th.
Caviez, long time Venka viewer. Venka, remember Caviez?
Oh, don't remember Caviez. Shout out to Caviez, man. obviously. Also, Caviez is.
I always consider Caviez, Venka, like the pre Bruise Day Tuesday era, right? Like the first. Like that.
Yeah, Caviez is like first wave Bruise Day Tuesday for sure. I think he actually was here back when it was still like a nightly event, 4 times a week. So, like I said, kind of like pre Bruise Day.
Yeah, so awesome, Caviez. Definitely.
Also, we met him at the
Random select.
Jazzy. Yeah, Random select. Yeah, Jazzy.
Before
season
Jazzy.
1.
Before we
was that pre-Jazzy?
Yeah, that was pre-Jazzy. Kavia's
Yeah.
always involved in the pre-stuff, always on the ground floor there. So
he came out of nowhere, and I remember thinking at that time that his level of play on Cab really blew me away compared to what I'm used to on, like, at the time, PS4, which was a terrible platform. And so I'm really excited to see how he does in this tournament.
I mean, we have the platform isn't perfect, but shout outs to all the players that have come out that have been from there and have gone to Jazzy events like Caviez, Decoy Mantis, and Pyteria.
It's just so cool to see a tournament with Rennick in it and then Ariana Grande. It's like Rennick's been playing since the game started. Ariana Grande started a couple of years ago, and she's really just taken so much from the Chun server and just like been a sponge for knowledge. And you can see that the worlds are coming together. Then we have, I see Daisuke. I see Sapporo Daisuke.
Well, before we get to Daisuke, we got some other players. Steelhammer.
Is that BMXer?
Let's not disrespect some of these other players. We got Rob Greco. What do you know about that?
Rob Greco showing up.
Dr.
Rob Greco came to New York.
Yeah,
New York about 4 years ago.
He did. Remember? Yeah, I remember that.
That was so fun.
Rob Greco, longtime running buddy of Ty. Good
Another
to
Chun
see
player.
Him coming out. BMXer, yeah, like you were saying, BMXer. Yun, right? Or Yang? Maybe?
Yun and Yang. I don't know who's running these days, but very, very strong fight kid player coming offline to play in the tournament. I believe he lives locally around that area, but just a dangerous twins player.
Macaroni Frog, who we saw at TGL earlier, I think.
What a great name.
Shout outs for coming out to the event. Daisuke, of course, always looking to help the future generation of Third Strike players.
And Daisuke and I have been working on a new project that should be coming out before this tournament. So we've been working very hard on trying to get some of Daisuke's knowledge out to the world. Because, when he came to New York City, he taught me a lot. And I haven't been able to teach it to as many people as I want. So we got together and we've been making some cool content that should be coming out soon.
Nice. Watch out for that. It's going to be on Frankie's channel, or
it's going to be on After School, Daisuke's channel.
Okay, awesome. Of course, we talked about Envy. Speaking of just new players, that's what I'm really excited about this event and seeing all the new players.
See how they stack up.
Yeah, definitely. I can see. And oh my!
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, now the mood has changed.
I had no idea.
Now,
for those who don't know,
now we're getting serious. Now it's getting.
No, I didn't see Ryan, but I see Makoto Mike.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see Daisuke versus Makoto Mike. Imagine
Makoto
that
Mike
match.
got 4th place at Evo 2000 and what was it? 2? I mean, it was a long time ago.
Please 3S gods, give me Makoto Mike versus Daisuke. Please, it has to happen.
Makoto Mike has more Makoto knowledge than anybody I've ever personally met. Just the guy knows everything about the character. So much, unbelievable kind of intricate game knowledge. He punishes things that I didn't know were punishable. He's just been playing forever. Super nice guy. Had a chance to meet him at Defend the North, and really looking forward to seeing how he does. Long-time tournament player.
It's been great. Oh, we got Donka in the chat. What up, Donka? By the way, thanks to everybody who's staying up late with us, talking a little Third Strike, talking about the TGL event and some future events. And this event's shaping up to be great. And so it's going to take place at Tempe, Arizona next Saturday. There's still time to register. You can.
Yes. Arizona's not too far from California. There's supposed to be a big California contingent coming. I see some names in there, but guys, get in a van and drive. California doesn't have its own auto-qualifier, so get in the car. Come on down. It's not too far.
Yeah. I mean, they would be Third Strike players if they signed up super far in advance, though.
Of course. To have 26 people already.
Yeah, that's
commitment.
A big deal.
That's commitment.
Yeah, nobody commits, so I'm sure more people will show up.
Well, because we're Third Strike players.
Yeah, that's just part of
we
the
know
game.
We know that it can bite you in the what if you. But once again, definitely check out the Temp Arizona Gaming Zone auto qualifier. Thank you to the Gaming Zone. Been supporting Third Strike really since I think they began. Apologize if I get this incorrect, but I believe they began running events either in season 2 or late in season 1. And so always great to shout out all of our venues who have been supporting Jazzy. And again, obviously COVID been really hard on a lot of these venues. And so definitely check them out, support. It'll be great. And real quickly, something that I wanted to kind of mention about the Arizona auto-qualifier. Notice that there are going to be USB decoders available on all of the Versus City cabs. Or, at least, maybe a few of them, not really sure, which, will allow you to use whatever input device you want to use. I mean, at the TO's discretion, I'm sure Saber will make a decision on that. But if you want to use your pad, if you're a hitbox player, I don't know. If you want to use your own stick.
We have those NVM converters at next level as well. So you can plug in. I've played against people playing on keyboard. Mm-hmm. I've played against people on hitboxes, their own arcade. Arturo plays on his own arcade stick because it has lower lag than the actual built-in arcade stick.
That makes sense. That's very art.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty rare opportunity. So, this idea like, I play on Fightcade, I can't play in a Jazzy Circuit tournament. You can. You got to come to very specific venues, and you might be in trouble if you win the actual event because they don't have those at Free Play Arlington.
But at least not as of now, they don't.
As of now, and you know what? If someone wins at Arizona on a pad, we'll make sure that we have at least one setup for you at the finale.
Okay, so the views of Dr. Steelhammer do not necessarily reflect those
yeah, I was
that's such a safe bet.
I like Ethan and Vencabot were like, wow.
If you can beat Dice K on a keyboard, I will personally buy you an arcade machine.
Just that allows you to play on cab.
Yours.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But and guess who installed those decoders on the cabs? It was again
that would be
Mod
the
Father,
great Jose Cruz.
And not only can you use whatever controllers you want, but if you're like Steelhammer and your vape is running out of juice, you can also plug it into the
charge
cab.
it on there. So, and you can risk the entire New York Third Strike scene, short circuiting the board for a picture on Twitter. I think it was worth it personally.
When I saw that, I was just I don't know, like I thought my first reaction was going to be anger, but it was more just like
how could you not?
I was just incredulous, like that you would actually,
because you reached out to me, and I believe my first thought was I'm in the principal's office.
But it was just so like incredulous that you would do that, and it was
it's in character. I feel
I think they had already finished one of the sets. I think Austin took it 5-3 over Houston. So
okay. Well, I'm more curious about Dallas Fort Worth. I feel like they've put in a lot of work. I don't know if Lance is able to play in the event, but I believe Lance is there supporting his friend David. So that would be interesting to me if who can overcome Lance.
Definitely. All right, well, guys, it's been real. Thanks so much for joining me on the Jazzy Post Show. Venka, thanks for lending us your channel, trying to blow things up. We're going to be back here next Saturday, immediately after the TGZ event. Now, that event is going to be ridiculous. Like you said,
a super strong tournament.
Yeah, like you said, Dan, and again, they're gonna. I think they're taking signups on site. So like those are all the people that signed up now. But like you said, Dan, who knows how many people show up to the TGZ?
Yeah, rumors are Ryan's going. I don't know. Well, I'd love to see it.
Not really, but I'm super excited now to find out that mommy, aka mine, Mike Wakefield, is attending. And I would love to see him go up against some of these players. And so it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Well, before we get out of here, just want to give everyone a chance to say a few words. So Steelhammer, 3-time Jazzy finalist. Anything you want to say to the viewers at home before we sign
Congratulations to Tommy Two-Step. Well done. Welcome to Jazzy 3 finale. Not a huge surprise. Tommy's been putting in work for a long, long time. Made the very wise decision of switching from Elena to Chun-Li a few years ago, and I think it's paid dividends. Very impressive work. Total mental composure and control to stay calm under some pretty difficult circumstances. This was not a smooth win. I mean, It was in grand finals, but up at the grand finals, he had to really overcome adversity. So well done, well played. Shout outs to Texas for showing up, though. I mean, that was a tournament that Tommy won, but Texas made it as hard as possible for him. So very well done to everybody who showed up today.
Go ahead, Ethan. Say your piece.
Man, it's been a roller coaster of a day. Lots of Third Strike to watch and more to watch too, which is awesome. It's really a testament to DJ Isco and Katie Alpha for putting on such a great event and for putting so much effort into the stretch goals, and for all of you guys donating and making that possible. Thank you so much. I mean, the players thank you, the venue thanks you, the Jazzy circuit thanks you. I mean, everybody's so lucky to have such an awesome viewership for these events. And the other thing that's sick too is that this is the only part of season 3 where we have 3 back-to-back events. So this is week 1 of a 3-week stretch of auto-qualifiers. So you get every Saturday for the next 3 weeks.
And Elden Ring comes out on next Friday, so I won't be available for any of the next 2.
Oh my God, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna not get to play on Saturday because I'm gonna be watching Third Strike.
Yeah, I won't be here. I'm so sorry. I love you. I love Third Strike, but hey.
Well, I'll be here. I'll be watching. I can't wait for TGZ, man. It's gonna be an awesome event. And again, I want to give another shout out to Imran and Texas Gamers Lounge. He does an excellent job. If you have any desire to play arcade games in Texas, go there. If you have an event you want to run, definitely go there. I mean,
that's a good venue.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I want to use my my parting shot to blow up the match Reno again. We're still at $780.90, guys. Don't you want to see some basketball?
More than anybody.
Don't you want to see some mini hoops? I know we ran out of codes, but there's still some stretch goals. You can buy a shirt, Team Spooky shirt, Jazzy shirt.
You can just give $220 if you want.
You could.
That's not like banned or anything.
You could if you wanted. But not necessary, obviously. Not necessary.
And if someone does that, I'll give the final 10 cents to get us over.
All right. Sounds good.
It's the least I can do.
Well, Venka, it's your channel. I'm going to give you the final word before we get out of here.
Dude, amazing event. Thank you for hosting Mutant. That was a really, really fun after show there. Thank you to NYC Furby for allowing us to use his stream key for the Austin event. That was very kind of him to do. It was a really, really fun stream. Of course, it looked great. Thank you to all you guys for being here tonight. We've got Neon Riot, we got Technically Will, we got Remy here, we got Goss, got so many friends of mine coming back to the chat tonight, guys. Yeah. You guys ready to go back to NYC Furby? I'm going to raid that channel in a minute here. You guys ready?
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, once again, everyone, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be back here next Saturday after the TGZ event. Let us know how you like the post show. It was the first one. Still probably work out some kinks, but hope you had fun talking about the event. And can't wait to see how these other stretch goals unfold. And so be sure to follow us on Twitter at the Jazzy Circuit. Take care, everyone. See you all next Saturday at the TGZ Auto Qualifier. Peace.
Good night, guys.